Hey, what's going on guys? Gamerdude back once again with another review video. Today we are going to be reviewing Days Gone. So I've been playing Days Gone since release on Friday. It is now Tuesday, so I figured that's enough time to get a couple of things down, see if there was any issues with the game, and just do a general review and an overall score of the game. So that being said, let's get right into the review. I have, of course, written it all down again because I'm not going to remember shit for shit. Just bear with me because I'll be probably start losing my place and I'll just be looking down and reading, so you won't see me looking at the camera. So, immediately the game opens with a cutscene. Then, when that's over, it opens with yet another cutscene, and you can't even adjust the audio as you can't access the pause menu during the cutscenes. So you can, when it first opens with those two cutscenes, you can open the pause menu to access the subtitles. If the audio is too loud, if it's too distorted for your TV, you can't adjust it. If the contrast or colours too bright or too low in the game, you can access the pause menu to adjust it. And what's worse, it doesn't open with the main menu first. It goes straight into those cutscenes. It'll ask you, obviously when the game starts up like every other game, it'll ask you to adjust the screen brightness until you can see the logo. But then after that, game jumps straight in. That's the first real big issue I had, because it would have been nice to go straight into the main menu and adjust all those settings before those cutscenes instead of after. So then after this, we jump into a chase with little to nothing help on a tutorial as to how this bike even works. At first glance, the bike controls and movement are rather clumsy. But this bike hasn't had any upgrades yet, so I really didn't know if it would get any better. And as I've played the game through, obviously I've noticed the bike controls have gotten a lot better. The game incorporates a tracking system, so a hunting system as well. Very, very similar and identical to that of Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2's hunting system. The graphics are also equally flawless. I mean, when I first started playing and it finally let me have the free mode capabilities, I came across this landscape. It was just trees and broken road and cars everywhere, and there was a giant mountain in the background with the snow top covered peak. And I just thought that was absolutely beautiful. I straight away went into the game's photo mode and screenshotted it. I've been having a lot of fun with this game's photo mode, I can tell you guys. So once we finally get access to the pause screen, after a lot of cutscenes in the opening, and the game, so we find that the game actually keeps track of the days that have gone by. So upon its opening, 733 days have gone. So that's roughly about 2.5 years. But that is fantastic, because with it being 733, I think I'm now at 777. So that tells you how long it's actually taken you to finish this game. I mean, I think the days in games go by like every hour, because the day cycle's half an hour and the night cycle's half an hour. I've actually tracked that. I'm a sad bastard for tracking it, but yeah, I tracked it. It's half an hour for each day and night cycle. So if you add it up, it will roughly tell you how long it's taken to finish the game. So we then get access to the crafting wheel. Now, this is an absolutely amazing feature. However, it is extremely hard to see what it's telling you, as the writing is very small. So it brings up like a weapon wheel. So this weapon wheel, it's very similar and identical again to Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5, with the aspects of weapons in certain slots, like melee weapons, grenades, things like that. But again, it is very, very difficult to see the writing. You've really got to squint and come close to the screen to see what's actually there, like if you need to repair a weapon, if you need to attach or detach a suppressor. It's very hard to see what button it is, but later, obviously, as you progress through the game, you won't need to look because you'll just know. But that's another flaw that I've found. So moving forward to close combat. It's actually really quite fluent and easy to use. I mean, people and freakers go down with a couple of shots. I mean, I've found it to be 4 or 5 shots for each person and freaker. So that just basically speaks for itself. It's very, very relative, so we'll just move on to the gun combat. It's about the same as it'd be in any game, really. Another issue I have is ammo is far too easy to come by. It is really relatively easy to come by. I mean, I've come across 3 main encampments so far. You can buy your ammunition there. If you're out on the road, you come across an enemy camp, you can get ammunition from them. If you come across a cop car, you can get ammo from the trunks of the cop car. So it really takes away that survival aspect when you can find so much ammo so easily. Right, now I've lost where I was. So now we come to the nesting system. So far, an easy target, but being very early in the game at this point, it doesn't really surprise me. I mean, when I did my live stream the other day, I think I came across one of the more active nests, one of the stronger nests, because I took out one of them, and then this just massive horde of freakers came on me. If you check out the live stream, you'll see it, guys. I think it's about 40 or 45 minutes in. I'm trying my best to take them down and take them down. You can see me crafting health kits and bandages. You can see me repairing my weapon. I'm reloading as fast as I can. I'm crafting focus upgrades. I'm crafting stamina upgrades. I'm just trying my best to keep away from them and shoot them when I'm away. But they are so quick. I mean, they don't run at you. They sprint at you. It's like if your bike isn't nearby and there's a horde, you're fucked. That's enough said on that. But moving on. Damn, the people or the psychos known as DYD, because they've got it carved in the head, DYD, I don't know why, are worse than any enemy I've ever seen in an apocalyptic game. They carve themselves up. They're like a cult of people. They're kind of like Zsasz, Victor Zsasz from Batman. But they believe other people are part of the old world and don't have a part of this new world. You know, they don't really deserve to be there, which is contradictory, because then in reality, if they kill everyone else, they would be the only ones left. So would they deserve to be there? You know, it's a bit messed up, is that? Anyway, let's try and find where I was again. Okay, yeah, here we are. Sorry, I'm just losing my place completely. Anyway, the crafting and survival system is very much like The Last of Us. There's main camps, which, minus the deadly freaks about, is identical to that of Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, with the donations and whatnot. Like, you know, you donate something to the camp in Red Dead, which would upgrade Dutch's accommodations or your own accommodations. It's very, very similar in Days Gone. Like, when you kill freakers, you collect their ears. It's a weird system. It's a weird way, because the ears count as money. Yeah, don't ask me why. But anyway, they call them bounties. Sorry. Yeah, they call them bounties, and it's a bad case of if you collect so many, you get so many camp credits, and that means you can upgrade your bike, you can upgrade your weapons, you can buy extra ammo, you can buy new weapons, things like that. But annoyingly, early on in the game, when I got to the first camp, I found you couldn't run in the camps. That was a pain in the ass, because I was just walking around really slowly. I was like, oh, come on. But then when I got to the second camp and the third camp, it moved from walking to a slow jog. So that's better, I suppose. Anyway, so I was playing through for a couple of days before I started the live stream. It would seem there's absolutely no other vehicles around except bikes. you know, and the only cars you see really are wrecks, and they can only be used for spare parts. I think the only thing other than a bike I've seen is a golf caddy. I mean, it was a working golf caddy, but it was at one of the camps, so that doesn't really count. I mean, you're not exactly going to take a golf caddy out into a horde of freaks, are you? So, but yeah, there are no other vehicles in the game, no other usable vehicles in the game anyway. So that's a bit of a downer. But finding out as I got further into the gameplay, I found a lot of it actually requires stealth. But however, I found stealth just doesn't work on the NPCs as well as it does on the freaks. So as you go to make a kill on an NPC enemy, they'll just turn around every time. It's like they can be standing there still for like 5 minutes. You can stare at them through binoculars and they're standing still. But as soon as you move up towards them to make that stealth kill, they turn around. It is quite annoying, and it is quite a bit of a flaw. There's similar things happen with the freakers actually. Yes, it's a lot easier to kill them in stealth because they're a bit dumb. But the thing about them is, it's just really tricky, because if there's one there and you kill it, there's always another one around. It's like a buddy of mine on YouTube, Blazin, says, he says, there's never just one, there's always 20 hiding around the corner, which is very true in the case of this game. Like, you kill one, and then suddenly you've got another one on you, then you've got another, then all of a sudden there's a big horde. So, yeah. Where were we? So the map. I want to talk about the map now. It is absolutely huge. It unlocks as you explore the game. So, the more you explore, the more freak nests you find, the more gas stations you find, the more fuel stations you find, things like that. But the way it unlocks is very, very similar to the Grand Theft Auto games again. Like how Grand Theft Auto 5, for example, if you play the story mode, as you drive through the map, you discover extra bits of the map, because those bits are in grey until you drive through it. It's the same in Days Gone. Most of the map is grey until you've driven through that area when it opens up. That's a really cool feature actually, because I hate games that open straight away with the map just in your face and you can see everything on the map, and it's like, oh, well, that's the best place to go, I'm going there first, you know? So it really does add to that whole surprising nature of the game. It kind of makes you want to go over there. You're like, what's over here? I wonder if I can get over there. Will I die? Will I just get ripped to pieces? Or will it be awesome? But yeah. But there's so much to do in the world of Days Gone. With loot and raid camps, from freaker hordes, the lot. You can just do so much. But now as you progress further into the game, you're met with choices. Certain ways of doing missions. And I absolutely love multiple choice missions. It's fantastic, as it gives the game a lot more replay value. I mean, so far I've only come across 3 missions with multiple choice. But yeah, it's all well and good. I mean, even when you come across survivors that are getting attacked by freakers and you've got to help them, you've got choices to send them to different camps, and if you send them to each camp, you get different rewards for each camp. So like one camp you'll gain trust, one camp you'll gain credits, and one camp maybe they'll give you an upgrade for your bike or something. So that's really cool. But as I've progressed even further into the game, I've noticed the fighting music a little bit more. Now, has anyone seen Doctor Who? You know, with the time of David Tennant and the Master thing, and you know the whole never-ending drum beat, the da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. It kind of went like that, you know? Yeah. Picture that. Just whenever there's a horde coming, you will hear that, and you're like, "Fuck, I gotta run! It's the Master." But yeah, that is very, very similar to that drumbeat music. Now we move on to the fast travel system. I've only used this once, but it's broken. It just does not work. The first time I used it, the game cut to black, and I assumed that, oh, okay, it's cut to black, so we're just gonna have to wait until it loads up and gets there. But it stayed that way for at least 10 minutes. So I was like, oh, right, the game's broken or crashed. So I tried going on the home screen on the PlayStation, and the home screen came up, so that means the game hadn't crashed. It's just that fast travel system was broken. Because usually when a game crashes, the whole system crashes and you have to restart the system. PlayStation users know this, so I'm not going to go into detail on that. But naturally, of course, this is not the first bug I have found. From rendering issues to texture glitches to glitches in general. Days Gone, it's fair to say, it isn't without its issues. But by this point, I'm well into the story. And it's not just the freaks you've got to worry about, it's the wildlife. It can be just as dangerous. I mean, from undead wolves to undead deer to undead bears. You can be riding along on your bike and then casually all of a sudden a wolf just jumps out and you're off your bike. That is crazy. It's the same when NPCs around. You can just be casually riding on your bike and you'll see this red line from a sniper and bam, you're off your bike and you've got to take them out, repair your bike. So that is really interesting. It really does add to that survival aspect of the game. It's what we really want from a zombie game. But all of those can be just as dangerous as the undead. Oh, and yeah, I did have my first encounter with a bear. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Like a coward, I killed it from where it couldn't get me, because the undead animals, they can't climb. Unlike the freakers, which can climb up anything like the World War Z zombies. It's just crazy. But yeah. Also, it helped that it glitched inside a building. Like, because when I was running away from it, it was chasing me into this old gas station. And when I climbed up to the top of the building, I expected it to just, come out and follow me and be looking up at me sort of thing. But then I realised that it was still in the building. It was stuck on the wall. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to launch a couple of Molotovs and it'll be dead. Yeah, it wasn't dead. It took 6 Molotovs, a pipe bomb, and a full clip to take it down. And by this point, it had run off when I threw 3 Molotovs at it, so I went to chase it, because it was part of a mission. I had to kill it to continue with the mission. But anyway, finally chased it off. It got stuck inside another building. After it had run away. So I threw the next 3 Molotovs, then the pipe bomb, and then emptied the full clip, and then that was it, done. So that even though it glitched, it does just prove how hard these things are to kill. But I learned very quickly, do not travel at night unless you absolutely have to. So like if it's a main story that's set at night, other than that, do not do it. It's just impossible to live in that world at night. The Freakers are somewhat like the undead from I Am Legend. They are very, very sensitive to light. So if you go into one of their nests with your torch on, they're gonna hide away from it like that, but they're also gonna come at you like crazy because they're so sensitive to it. They just want to turn it off and just get you dead, basically. But they're not like your regular zombies. You can get bitten, but you won't turn. I'm not sure how this virus spreads. I mean, I'm still playing through the game, so I'm still learning how the virus actually spreads through people. But it is very clear that it's not through bites. I mean, these undead freakers, or zombies, whatever you want to call them, all they seem to do is eat people. They eat them till they're dead, and the dead bodies stay dead. They don't turn. So I'm not sure how they actually become freakers. I've not learned that yet. But yeah, moving on, there are certain points in the game that make no sense whatsoever. Like a random music track. I was riding down with his buddy in a mission. His buddy was on the back of the bike. And this music track, it had absolutely nothing to do with the mission I was playing. Like, it just randomly popped in. It's like, well, this music is eerily dramatic for a bike ride, It's like there's no need for it. Also, random flashback sequences that are quite pointless and annoying, as it only gives you a few minutes of gameplay. Some bits of it are playable, yes, but again, it's pointless as it's usually an interactive cutscene where you can only move the camera around. Now that's just pointless to me. It seems like the developers were just trying to throw things in there to waste time. And that's a real shame, because they could have done a lot with those flashback sequences. So anyway, before I make this a long 30-minute video, because we're already at 20 minutes, I'm going to drop my overall score for the game in general. So, playability, of course, a solid 10 out of 10. With so much to do on the map, you get lost as to what you want to do next. So 10 out of 10, flawless. Graphics, that gets another 10 out of 10. Even though I'm not playing it in full HDR, full 4K, it's absolutely beautiful. Like I said, with that silhouette in the background with the mountain and the snowy top, that was beautiful. The combat system, I would have to rank it as 6.5 out of 10. Due to it being somewhat clumsy and it seems like it's unfinished melee combat. The melee combat is very, very clumsy. I mean, you can whack someone with the bat, they'll go down, and you can whack them again and they're dead. It's a bit unrealistic, and sometimes when you kill them, it does stab them in the head, but sometimes it just stabs behind them and then they're dead. So yeah, that would be why, because the melee combat does seem like it was rushed. Other than that, beautiful, flawless. Moving to the gun combat, I would have to give this an 8.5 out of 10. Due to the fact ammo is just way too easy to come by. Buying it in camps, finding it in cop cars and enemy camps, it just ruins the gameplay that it's so easy to find. Because you can be out in a horde of freakers and you can just be running and running and running, then you come across an ammo box, and it's just not realistic. So, overall game score in this gamer's opinion, a solid 8.5 out of 10. Due to some minor flaws, glitches and other issues, as I've mentioned in the video, but overall it is flawlessly done. It is a beautiful game, it's a brilliant game, and well worth the 5-year wait. So, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys have played Days Gone, do let me know what you all think. If you are considering purchasing Days Gone, let me know. I will of course be continuing to promote Days Gone on my channel. I'll be doing a live stream of it tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned this week as well for another Just the Facts video with yours truly. We've got the season finale of Game of Thrones this week. We've got season 2 starting up of Batman, The Enemy Within. Stay tuned for that, it's a brilliant game. We've got 400 Days for The Walking Dead, as continuation of our Telltale game series. I've also got 2 weeks off work, so we have a big week planned for gaming. So do stay tuned for all that, guys. Shout out to all subscribers, old and new, appreciate the love and support. 870 subscribers now, thank you so much, guys, really do appreciate it. Let's see if we can get to that 900 goal by the end of the year. That is my goal for the year. And obviously I will do a shout out video to all the recent subscribers and the veteran subscribers when we reach that 900 goal. So that being said, thank you all for watching. Do appreciate the love and support. This has been Gamerdude. Happy gaming, and I will catch you all real soon, guys.